Thank you for tuning in to the Survivor Not By Chance podcast. We discuss survivor stories from all walks of life with guests who have turned their traumatic experiences into inspirational stories. The show is for entertainment purposes only. We do not claim to be medical professionals, nor do we give medical advice. Let's get started. Come on in and enjoy the show.
Let's meet Asia Carroll, host of Survivor Not By Chance podcast. Asia is the author of The Pressures of Becoming a Diamond. She is a life coach here to help you through life's issues. Asia is also a psychic medium. Let her dive into your future. Contact Asia at www.survivornotbychance.com.
Welcome to Survivor Not By Chance podcast. I'm so excited. Today we have a special guest. Her name is Tanesha Grant, and she is here to bring her amazing essence in regards to all of the things that she's doing to help heal our communities. And so I'm starting a little bit early, so I know that some of you are not ready to see it, but when you see this, let me tell you, you are in for a treat. So I'm going to go ahead and do the collective reading and see what Spirit has for us. Woo! Wow. Cards are just popping out. And this is amazing. All right. Let's see. So some of you have been in situations of people are trying to manipulate you into doing things that they want you to do and trying to persuade you that their way is the right way and your way is the wrong way. Don't listen to those people. They're trying to pull you into something that is not for you. We all have choices. We all have decisions that we can make in our lives for ourselves. Allow yourself to flourish. Some people will see you doing well and they will try to throw you off track. Don't let these people come in here and manipulate you into doing something you don't want to do and throw you off your purpose and throw you off course. You have the 9 of Wands that comes up as well in regards to trying to figure out which direction you want to go in. You have things already solid in place, but now you're just waiting for one more decision that you have to make. And it's like, though I have to make the decision, I want to make the right decision. So in order for you to make that right decision, you have to go within yourself. The High Priestess card comes up. You have to meditate and use your intuition to determine which direction you're going to go in. You're going to be pulled from one side to the other. And as you're pulled from one side to the other, just know that where you're going is going to be greater where you've been. Know that you're following your intuition is going to lead you into the right path. You are also have the World card that comes up for you. Remember, I said everything is going to fall into place for you. Things are going to work according to your favor, but you have to follow your intuition in order for things to come into fruition for you. So make sure you're following your intuition. And then the last card that comes up, it says, you are a badass being full of life, love, and possibilities. Through this deck, may you find a path to your best version of yourself. So remember, follow your intuition. The more you follow your intuition, the more you do what you feel is right for you, the more things will align. But if you don't follow your intuition, if you don't do what you're supposed to do for you and what's right for you, things can go kind of off balance. So I'm so grateful to have Tanesha here. She's going to come on. I'm bringing her up now. Tanesha, thank you so much for being here, Queen.
Hello. Thank you for having me.
My pleasure. And so I'm so grateful to have you. You are doing such amazing work. If you can, just quickly introduce yourself. Tell our audience where you're from, what you do, what you're about, Queen.
Hey, everyone. My name is Tanesha Grant. I am the founder and executive director of Moms United for Black Lives, New York City, and Parents Supporting Parents, New York. I come from Harlem, Upper Harlem, aka Washington Heights, if you know your history. I do everything for my family and my extended family, and that is the community. So I have, a community based organization and, grassroots, network. And we do all we can to advocate for the resources that we should have in our communities while doing all that we can to bring those resources to our communities ourselves.
Yes, and that you're doing so much amazing work across the country, not just in New York, but in multiple states. You're advocating for Black and Brown students all over the place. And it's just like, it's so many disparities that happen with our children, not only in the school systems, but also in the actual communities because the resources are not provided. And so you do a lot of fundraising to get those funds for the community, and you put that back into the community and you see the results, and you've been recognized on so many platforms in regards to the amazing work you're doing. Like you were on Rachel Ray. How was that experience?
It was cool. It's nice to be recognized for, your hard work and your commitment, to not only your immediate family and community, but, the community in other states, the community, internationally. So it's always a great experience to be recognized with someone and someone who's going to help, someone who's going to sponsor us. Rachel Ray is dope. The whole team was dope. They sought me out, and I just wish that more people with money would do the same thing. Like bring that money to the grassroots people and the grassroots organizers that people in need call at 10 o'clock in the night. Like give us the funds to do what we need to do because this is where the real work happens.
Yes, I love that. And so anyone who is watching the show, Tanesha, Queen Tanesha Grant is one of the best advocates that is out there giving our children what we need. So if you have any donations that you would like to make, please, you can go to her website. It is P like Paul, spnyinc.org, and make a donation, because you can see, literally you can go to any of her sites, any of her Instagram, any of her Facebook, anything that she has so many publications on the work that she's doing. So Tanesha, let's talk about the Summer of Hope program.
Well, a great partner of ours, another community-based organization called Black Opportunities out of the Bronx, New York, the X, um, led and founded by Hawk Newsome. Sorry, there's a plane going by.
No
By
worries.
Hawk Newsome and Siobhan Newsome, a brother and sister dynamic organizers on the ground. In partnership with them, as a community supporter, and with the sponsorship of our councilwoman, Kristen Richardson Jordan. Know your people on the ground. Know your local city council members. Work with them. Let them know that you're there. Make sure that you're involved. It's very important. And we got together and we're doing something called the Summer of Hope. And it is a program where over 50 days, every different day in Harlem, we are going to one of the blocks that is deemed crime ridden. And from 4 to 8, we are having our Summer of Hope program where we bring out our arts and crafts, we bring out painting, and the kids have easels and, their own canvases that they paint and take home. We bring out the grill, the DJ, Kristen Richardson Jordan sponsors with free books for everyone. We have all types of games and stuff, and we just bring a block party to different blog every day, weather permitting. And we've been doing it for since it started since the early July, and we want to continue it. And we link it to education and all of the services and all of the money that's being taken out of our children's, education and, creativity and, the art teachers and the music and all of these things that our children need to thrive, and culturally responsive education and curriculum,
Yeah.
representation that's positive and the things that they learn and goes a long way with comprehension,
Yeah.
right? So it is very important to us to not only advocate for what we want in our community, but do what we can with the resources that we gather collectively to bring those resources to our community. And that is what Summer of Hope is about. And hopefully, this is the first summer of many.
Wow. That is so amazing. Oh my goodness. I remember as a young child going to like summer programs where they would serve us food because sometimes we didn't have food in the summer.
Good food.
Right. So you doing this, I can imagine the impact that you're making on these children's lives because some of them don't have healthy environments inside their home. So you coming there to bring that beautiful spirit is
Oh
amazing.
my goodness. Like shout out to, Hawk and Siobhan. Um, the looks on the community members' faces. I mean, even the grown-ups, one of our peoples came and found a book that her grandmother used to read to her that had been getting rid of, because they was grown and stuff, but they still wanted their book. And like we was like, no, here, like this is for you. Like, get this book back. And like she literally cried tears, to have some of the children just so happy that they just came outside and they sitting on their sidewalk or their street and they're painting a beautiful picture. It's good for their mental health. It's
Yeah.
good for social emotional learning to have someone that you've never seen before or that you know of from the neighborhood just pull up on your corner and throw a whole celebration.
Amazing. It's so beautiful. I can imagine the hugs and the smiles like on the children's faces as well, like you said, of the adults. You're making a huge impact. And so do you have any support from like the mayor of the town? Because this is a huge impact that you're making.
No. The only people that are elected officials that I really can say that I work with on a continuous basis would be Councilwoman Kristen Richardson Jordan, who is Councilwoman of Central Harlem, which is important because Central Harlem is the last Black community in Manhattan. And Charles Barron, who is a council member and a wonderful council member who has been in office as either a council member or assembly member and has done wonderful things in East New York, Brooklyn. They are the only ones who keep it real. They are the only ones that are for the community, from what I see. So no, I don't work with the mayor. Like I have done press conferences with him before he was mayor when I started my laptop program, because we also have a program, a laptop giveaway. We're on our 20th giveaway. We have given our next laptop giveaway. It will be over 600 children in the community, high quality HP technology, and some with printers with ink for 2 years as well. Recently, we just sent our first computers to Ghana, Africa. So we do everything that we can in the capacity that we can, and we do not get support from government officials for two reasons. I don't really believe in applying for grants because I don't think I should beg for money when I'm showing the receipts of what I do. If you believe in what I do, you're going to give me the money to do it because I'm actually showing you what I do. We constantly have events, cotton candy machine, 360 photo booths, face painting. We stay feeding our kids, our community. We stay having mutual aids. For our 2-year anniversary, we gave away backpacks. We had 2 different cakes. We gave away 20 computers because it was our 20th laptop giveaway. We even gave 3 gateway computers that Gateway donated to us to 3 community members.
Wow.
So we're expanding as fast as we can, and I don't need no chains on me. A lot of this money comes with strings,
Yes.
so we just do it the Black Panther way. We believe the community gives the community power to power the community, and that's how we like it.
Yes, I love that. And I agree with you. I think that if you're showing your results, you have proven to show your results for years. Okay. We're not talking about, oh, you just started when the pandemic happened. No, Parents for Supporting Parents has been going on before then. Okay. So you have been advocating, going to the city council, going to the board meetings, going to all these different.
On to the Black Caucus.
Yes.
Speaking, I recently spoke at the New York State Advisory Committee
Mhm.
to urge them to investigate child welfare services in New York City. I recently spoke at the UN about the harm of child welfare services internationally, and how they have been separating Black families. I'm one of them Black children that never got the chance to know my mother because of a system. So it's very important that my organization not only concentrates on the children but the parents, because fundamentally and firsthand I know what the system does.
Yes.
So in building my own family and in raising my three children, and watching my two daughters have four grandchildren, um, I want to give them the best, and the best thing that I can give them is the community.
Yes, I love that. Absolutely love that. And so I see Rain Hawkins, she put some hearts. That's your baby, right? Yes. Okay. So let's talk
That
about
is
your
the
children.
secretary of
Yes.
pspny.
Yes. Hey, Rain. Thank you for being here, Queen. So, primarily, your organization has so many different members, and I love the diversity that you have in your organization. Not only that, but your children are helping you with your organization. They believe in what you're doing, you believe in what you're doing, your community believe in what you're doing, and you doing it, Queen. So let's talk about how your children are helping you in regards to the organization.
Yes, well, my oldest daughter, Nashima, she kind of like my boss. She's the chair of Parents Supporting Parents New York. And my youngest daughter, Rain, she is the secretary and youth advocate of Parents to Parents New York. Rain is by my side, do everything. She makes sure that the parents are checked in for the computers. She helps with the events, organizing. We also have a staff of about 10 people. Who are diverse, and we are really a team, and we are really a family. And in building community, you have to show what community looks like. So I'm very blessed from where I started to where I am now. To build my own community, and and starting with my children, and to be able, at this point in my life, to be a good example for my children, and show them what being kind and caring about people look like, and also understanding everybody ain't gonna come with us,
Right.
right? And that
Yes.
some of them can't come because they're gonna sink us all. Just being very real and very caring at the same time, while doing everything that we can to not only love on each other but love on our people. I think our people don't have enough of that.
I agree.
So we just try to do everything that we can in Harlem and beyond, but home base will always be Harlem.
Yes, I love that. I agree. And so I'm going to link your tree information to the description of this video, as well as of the audio of this podcast, so that way people can see everything that you have going on, because you're doing so much. And I'm just going to read through it just a little bit, so people can see. You have the Summer of Hope program, you have the Evaluate New York City curriculum. You also have the Donate to the Laptops initiative for Black and Brown students. You have Organize with Us, Parent Power for Zoom. Is it every week?
Every 2 weeks, we're in the summertime, but every 2 weeks, yes, we have
Yes.
a Zoom with our parents.
Yes. So you're organizing with the parents on the ground level. We also discussed really briefly about you being on Rachel Ray. You have blogs here. You have your Patreon. please make donations, subscribe to her Patreon, because this is how we're able to help our communities. Tanesha is literally, whatever she gets, she's putting it back into the community. We also have, okay, let's talk about the Rose City Justice interview in Portland, Oregon.
Yes. Oh, so a couple of years ago, I got in contact with some people in Portland, and I'm actually in Portland right now on vacation. So, like I said, we build bonds and community, not only in Harlem and New York City in the five boroughs, but throughout the states, and working on international community. So we got together, and there's a fabulous organization, non-profit organization down here called Rose City Justice, and they did like a 2-hour interview with me, and then they made a video on it, which is very powerful, very
Yes,
raw.
yes, it is. I saw it. You did an amazing job.
Thank
And
you.
so you also do a lot of different speaking engagements. And so let's talk about a couple of them really quickly. I know that you were, was it CBS? Wait,
Yes, yeah, child welfare. Yes,
okay.
United Nations. I think maybe in May, I went to United Nations with my Pumas and my dashiki because that is my professional outfit.
Yes.
And offered testimony on as a child that was removed from their parents at birth.
Mm,
And how it has affected me throughout my life. I'm
mm,
46 years old. I say everything with my chest, with my heart.
mhm,
When I speak, you're going to feel me because this is my life. And, that's something you never get over. It's one of the reasons why I do what I do, because I know how these children feel.
mhm.
And your childhood really shapes the adult that you're going to become in a lot of ways. And our children are not given the love, the nurturing, the care, or the tools to become productive adults. And then they are blamed for their circumstances, and then they are criminalized, and prison, school to prison pipeline, dead, violent, all of these things, all of these things that are put in a mixing pot by the system, by white supremacy, by the government to keep us in a predicament that we are, is all the days that I get up every day, put my Converse on, and fight.
Yes, yes. And I love that you're not only, you know, you were in a situation where you knew what it felt like to not have your family and not have what you needed, the tools that you needed. And instead of you rising and saying, you know what, I don't need to help nobody, every man for themselves. No, you went back to the community and you're giving because you understand the disparities in regards to funding. And so let's
Mhm.
talk about the funding that's going on in the school districts and what's happening with that. Like, are you all receiving additional funding in your area?
Well, I just want to say that, first of all, the Department of Education budget in New York City is over $30 billion. Um, but yet,
Wow.
schools in districts like mine that are disproportionately Black people, brown people, immigrant people, low income people, our schools have always been bad. They were bad when I went to school. That was one of the things, one of the reasons why I do what I do, and why we give technology to children, because I understand that education is important, and having some people in the school that know things about social emotional learning, that don't judge you for where you come from, that come from your neighborhood, so they understand you and what you're representing. Things of that nature have always been missing from our school. So this year, they decided that they wanted to defund our schools by millions of dollars, close to $1 billion when we really got down to the numbers, by doing backdoor deals. Mayor Adams, along with Speaker Adams, decided this New York City council budget like 3 weeks before the due date. The due date is July 1st. They voted on the budget in early, like July 15th, the early July. I mean, early June. Yeah, early June. It was June, early June.
Wow.
And yes, and fast forward to now, it's a big push by parents, education advocates, students, the whole school community about the cuts and who it will affect. Teachers are getting excess, which is basically laid off. Art programs are closing. Our schools already don't have enough nurses. And if you have a school of 3,400, you need more than one nurse. We don't have, school counselors. Very lacking. Our class sizes are large. We're talking about 35 kids to a classroom.
Wow.
We asked, the New York State. New York State body passed a law to lower the class sizes, and we're still waiting for our governor to sign that and make it a law. Yes, so we were just tired. We have been fighting for education for many years. For many years, we have been saying that our schools are underfunded. Parents can afford uniforms. Parents can afford this whole thick 2-3 page supply list that you are required for your child every year. We're talking about school books to notebooks to Clorox to PPE. Children are being asked to bring in by their parents. Yeah,
Wow.
and the fair student funding is messed up. So anyway, some parents and teachers brought a lawsuit on behalf of all of us. To the Supreme Court saying that they was underfunding our school and that it was against the law. It was a procedure that they were supposed to run by the panel of education, uh, PEP, panel for education policy, which
Mhm.
is like our school board community in New York City, and they didn't do it. They totally did something illegal. The judge stood with us and demanded that they restore our funding back into the city council budget, and the mayor appealed it. So now we have to wait for the court hearing on the 29th. And I want to shout out Councilwoman Kristen Richardson Jordan and Councilman Charles Barron, because since February, they were the only council people who was telling us that this budget was horrible and urging the other council members to vote against it. 41 council members voted for it. And then several of them came back later and did a press conference and said sorry. This is
Wow.
the type of thing that is unacceptable. We need our leaders to be real leaders. I know leaders that lead better in the street in grassroots organizations, and this is what we be saying. You have the wrong leaders in power, and the
Mhm.
real leaders, you try to keep power from them.
Yeah. Oh my goodness. This is horrible. Um and people wonder why black and brown students have so many challenges.
And it's always their fault. It's
Right.
always their fault. It's always their fault. And it's like, how sway. So I fight for those children, for those parents, for the parents that are working 16 hours a day just to put food on the
Right.
table and
Right.
barely cover rent, and then are told that they don't deserve that. you
Mm.
know for
Yeah.
the parents who supposed to certify with the human administration's office, and they don't send them a notice, and then they call them like, hey, you were supposed to be certified, but we're sorry, we didn't send you a notice. And now everything since the pandemic, their new excuse is we're short staffed. Everyone is short staffed, and that's not our business as the public. These are public services, and
Yeah.
you know that it's short staffed, but you are just keep sending people to these people, knowing that they have mental issues. A lot of people
Mhm.
are hurting. A lot
Yeah.
of people are mentally not good. I saw a story last night about a young man that killed himself and his 3 children.
Yeah.
Did you see that? Like, black mental health is matters. And
Yeah.
when your mental health has been attacked over generations, it gets bad before it gets better. And we need to hold space for that and really put culturally responsive, like you,
Yes.
Queen,
Thank you.
culturally responsive mental services in place, because these medical therapists ain't it and never have been.
I I agree. We need more people. Thank you for that shout out. I appreciate you. I host meditations every week for the community for free, every single week, because we need to have a safe space where we can just release. You know, we get so much shit piled on top of shit on top of shit on top of shit.
And
We
then told we
don't
can't talk
know.
about it. We have
Right.
to, we have to walk on eggshells talking about our oppression.
Yes.
Is very taxing. So
Yep.
yes, in the community that I want to see, everybody is real and everybody holds space and compassion for what Black people have been through and continue to go through here,
Yeah.
which is cause and effect of
Yeah.
why a lot of things are happening in our community. And that is all rooted in, white supremacy and
Yeah.
Black people really not ever being seen as human here. So, what's happening in our school system, it never surprises me because I understand that Black people have never been seen as human.
Exactly.
So,
That's exactly it. That's
and we have
exactly.
to deal with that, all this diversity talk and, no,
Not really
actions
going anywhere.
speak louder than words, and your
Yes.
actions show that you don't even care about our children and our public education. You don't even care about protocols and, getting ventilation. We didn't even talk on, COVID-19 and
Right.
how many kids in our school system in New York City have gotten sick, just in the summer rising program open now. That,
Wow.
just about ended. It's a lot, and somebody has to fight. So
I
that's
agree.
what that's what our community does.
Yes, and you definitely are fighting a great fight. I'm so proud of everything that you all are doing. You are literally bringing the love that we need to us. And I say
Right.
this all the time, like, you don't know what someone's experiences are. You cannot judge people based off how they're presenting themselves, because how
Right.
someone's presenting themselves, it could have been so much trauma that they've been through, and they don't have the coping mechanisms that they need.
They
We're
was never taught.
right.
They was
We're
never nurtured. They
mhm,
don't know, how to, make the decisions between right and wrong because they was never given those tools. And I say that as one of those people. I
yeah,
was very violent and very, on the wrong path for the first, 20, 30 years of my life. It wasn't until I started having children. And I'm a unicorn that way. I hear all the time people say, people that had your childhood and your early adult life usually don't end up in the path that you've ended up in. All I can tell you is that I'm connected to my ancestors.
yes,
You know what I'm talking about.
yes,
It runs in my DNA, and I'm a freedom fighter. I'm a revolutionary. It is Black August. Shout out to, and hold up, George Jackson and Jonathan Jackson. Like these things matter, hold up our political prisoners that's still in jail. Think about the fact that that lady who had Emmett Till killed did
yes.
not get indicted, yet they won't let Dr. Shakur out of prison, and
Mhm.
he has bone cancer and has 6 months to live and has spent 36 years in prison. So these things matter. Education matters, understanding who we are and the strength that we come from, and that we can do anything if we really band together.
Yes, I agree. I totally agree. Thank you so much for that. I'm gonna want to get to some of the comments really quickly. Rain said yes, the executive director. I know I'm reading these comments a little late, but we just going, y'all. We just going. I see some strong arms from Shaniqua. Thank you for that. She said, "Wow." She said, "This is sad. The sad truth. It is. This is the reality of what we experience every day." And so we need to bring it more to the forefront so that people can understand our experiences. Queen, let me know when you're ready to write that book, because I know you got one
For years, people have been saying, like, you need to write a book.
Yes,
I just don't
Queen.
have time. And
I know.
as you see, I'm on vacation right now, but I'm on a podcast with you because, even when I'm on vacation, I'm never totally unplugged
Yeah.
from my children, from the community, from my work. It's important. So certain calls I will take, even when I'm relaxing, because I'm at the end now. I'm ready to get back to Summer of Hope and finish out strong, get this money for our education, and keep building.
Yes, thank you so much. I so appreciate you fitting
I
me
so
in your
appreciate you too. Just
schedule.
let me give you a shout out quickly. Make sure y'all get y'all tickets to come to this fashion show in New York City, honey, in September that my sis is walking in. Okay, keep supporting my sis. She is amazing and she is out here also. She cares about her family. She cares about the community. She cares about healing and wellness strictly on a Black level. We need 1,000,000,000 more of you and we appreciate you. We love you, Queen.
Thank you so much, Queen. I so appreciate you. I really do. I love you dearly. Let me see one of the comments. Queen Shanika, she said, "Oh, Queen Shaquana, I'm sorry." She said, "I just want to say, your beginning isn't your story. Your greatness is shining through. Never let anyone tell you that you aren't great." Yes, yes, Queen. Yes.
Yes, I appreciate that. That's right. That's a big part of, getting out here in front of these children,
Yeah.
and letting them know that, it's funny. I was talking to somebody the other day and I was talking about, when they see white people working for me or when they see me, telling white women, because I have white women on my team. Shout out to my white women. I love y'all. All right. It's about, we do have some John Browns around in this age. You just have to find them and
Yes.
bless the ancestors for me. They have put some in my path. And when we do our events, even the amazement on the children's face to see a Black woman in charge.
Yeah.
Y'all can do it too, to get that, narrative out of their head that they're going to grow up and work for white people. And, when our children think about growing up and, you the boss, and you telling everybody what to do. Very
Yes.
important.
That is so powerful. That alone is so powerful. Like, I don't think people understand the level of power that it holds in that space for our children. You know, changing that narrative, allowing them to know you can run shit. You can make this happen. You can organize this. You can be the leader. You can be the boss.
Black
Because like
leadership
you,
matters. And
yes,
for a long time, we have been stigmatized that we can't be leaders. And that is absolutely 100% false. We have been leading. We will continue to lead. And we need to bring that to the forefront, demand it. And, I'm long lasting,
yeah,
and my community-based organization is doing nothing but growing. And our staff is doing nothing but being more together and more entwined, so it can happen. Who your people, choose your
yeah,
people wisely.
yes. And the most important part of everything you do is that you do it the way you do it. And you don't change, you don't conform, you don't like sugarcoat shit and try to fit in. No, you Tanesha. And that's what I love about you the most.
You have to be, because that's what they tell you, right? They tell you that you have to code switch. They tell you that you have to be someone that you not. They tell you have to dress a certain way. They tell you have to wear your hair a certain way. The Crown Act, right? How long they've been policing our hair and how we talk until Nancy Pelosi gets up there and talk about what she ain't gonna do.
Mm,
You know, they ridicule all of our culture that
mm,
we don't understand, that is rooted in us in our DNA from Africa, and then they mimic it and
mm,
copycat it and put money on it and then
yeah.
tell you you can't be who you are. So I
Mm,
say to everyone watching this podcast and everyone who will watch this podcast, you can be exactly who you are and be very professional. They understand all the words that coming out of your mouth.
yes.
Period.
Yes. And who says what's professional? Who made the rules for that shit?
I
Where's
get
the
offended.
rule book?
Yeah,
Where's the
white
rule book?
people, white
Exactly.
people, white people made the rules and said how you have to dress and how you have to talk and how you have to write grants to do for your community. And I say no.
Yes. Love you, Queen. Love you so much. I'm so excited. Um, uh, Queen Shanika, she says, that's exactly what I'm teaching my 4 children, nieces, and
That's right.
nephews. And then
That's right, sis.
Noel
That's
said,
right, sis.
authenticity always. Yes, that's exactly what I'm
Shout
talking
out to
about.
Noel. That's
Yes,
my organ boo.
Oh,
Got
hi.
me refreshed out here on the
Yes.
patio. I love you, Noelle.
Okay, Queen. Well, I thank you so much again for taking the time out to be here doing the show. Even though you're on vacation, you just took the time out for me, and I'm so grateful for you. But whatever you need, just let me know. If I can help in any way, I will definitely do my best. Please go to Tanesha's Instagram, follow her page. It is pspnyinc. Also, go to her website. Please make donations. Any dollar amount of a donation will be well appreciated. You will see where your money is going, okay? And her website is pspnyinc.org. Thank you so much again, Tanesha. I really appreciate you, Queen.
Thank you, Queen. I appreciate you too. And I'm looking forward to your walk in Fashion Week. I will be there. Make sure that you get me those details.
I got you, Queen. Thank you so much.
Love and peace, everyone. Take care of yourself and take care of your community,
Ashe.
aka your family.
Yes. Gratitude, Queen. Okay, so I appreciate each and every one of you. You all are amazing. Thank you so much for watching as usual. I will be back next week for another episode of Survivor Not by Chance podcast, but it's going to be completely different. I'm going to just let you all just think about what you think it might be. It's going to be a super surprise. So to each and every one of you, you all have a good night. Please like and subscribe to my YouTube channel, Survivor Not by Chance. Also to all of my audio platforms, please like and subscribe to my audio platforms. I appreciate each and every one of you coming back each and every week. I'm not here every single week anymore, but I do come every other week. But we will be doing a special show next week on August 17th. It is, let me make sure that's the right date. Yes, August 17th at 8 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. I will have a special treat for you all. So you all have a good night. Thanks again. I'll talk to you soon. Peace and blessings.
Thank you for listening to the Survivor Not by Chance podcast. We hope you enjoyed the show. Thank you to today's guest. We are survivors not by chance. We survive because we fought to survive. Peace and blessings to